Hey guys, welcome to Miss King's World. Today I'm going to be talking about life and mental health because it is crazy out here. So I thought this is something important that I should touch upon. This is not my usual background. It's usually nice and fancy, but I was just taking pictures and stuff, so I figured I would just sit here because it's kind of cozy down here. I'd also like to thank all my new subscribers. I've had quite a few in the last few days and I am super thankful for that and you guys' love and support, and hopefully you guys like this video. It's not my usual content. I do more like hair and makeup, but I'm personally a person that wants to touch upon everything. I don't want to just be known as a makeup and hair girl. I want to be able to be that person that you can come to for advice, you can come to for cooking. I want to do it all. So you'll definitely be seeing more videos like this, but if you are interested in this topic, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share my video, follow my social media, and yeah, keep watching. I totally forgot before I really start. Shout out to our Aquarius babies. Gang. I feel like it's about time. Everyone could just cool on down, you feel me? And we're also moving into the age of Aquarius, which is just humanity is going to be a little bit different. Everyone's going to be a little bit more confident in themselves and individuality, and the world is going to move for the better and it's going to be revolutionary, which I mean with everything going on, it's changing a lot. So you know, age of Aquarius coming in with their little sauce to help this world a little bit because we need help down here. It's ghetto. I hate it. But yeah, I'm gonna continue my video. I just thought I'd just throw that in there because why not? Happy birthday, guys. So, mental health. This is something that I definitely struggled with a lot in 2020. I feel like I've always struggled throughout my life with it. However, in 2020, it was just really heightened, mostly because you have to deal with it. Like, you can't go outside, you can't go to the bar, you can't go drink with your friends, you can't do anything, and you're forced to be in your house. So it's kind of like you're forced to be with your thoughts and really start to reevaluate your life and think about all the failures you've had and your regrets, and it's just a lot. I also had deaths in my family as well, and it was just one after the other, and I think that really added to my depression and also my anxiety. I feel like I've always had anxiety. I bite my nails. That's why I started getting nails, because I want to, you know, combat that. And biting nails and like picking and doing all that is a form of anxiety, just letting you know. My anxiety became so bad to the point where my moods can literally switch like that. Drop of the dime, I'd be happy, cool, and then someone tells me something and I'm just back into that place again. And it's so hard to get yourself out sometimes when you're in that place, and then you try to bandage the problem by drinking and doing all these other things that are trying to mask your feelings, but nothing's really helping. They help temporarily, but the problems don't go away. So that was just something I really had to deal with, and you know, trauma that I've held on to, baggage that I've held on to my entire life. It was one of those things where it was time for me to really face it, and I had to face it, and let me tell you, it was not pretty. It wasn't, but I had to implement things and, you know, do some life changes that could really help and improve not only my mental health, but my physical health and my spiritual health, and just everything I feel like has become better. It's a slow process, but As long as it's moving in the right direction and it's not getting worse, I consider that a win. So I have my notes down here. The first thing is, with everything going on, okay, our last year, our traumatic year, okay, Black Lives Matter, we have Corona, pandemic, a lot of deaths, people losing their jobs. I know government's not even helping you out with your stimulus checks, or we call it CERB in Canada, and it was just a mess. And you would think that they would be a little bit more quick because this is people's livelihood, but at the end of the day, no one's gonna care about you more than yourself, and that's just a fact. You are the only person that can care for you the way you need to be cared for. So you gotta figure it out for yourself. You can't really rely on anyone else because at the end of the day, they're not you, right? All of that happening has really contributed to why people feel the way they do, and you are perfectly in the right to feel the way you do. However, you can't let that stop you or take you off your path and discourage you from doing the things you want to do. There will always be a way, and you will always figure it out, and you will always be on the right path. You just kind of have to trust yourself and trust your gut and trust that it will work out, because it will. So here are a few things that I did to make it better, or at least a process of making it better. The first thing was reflecting. I know it's easier said than done, but really reflecting, taking in everything and really monitoring what puts me in certain moods and how I feel about things. And I feel like that helped me tremendously. I was around just a lot of toxicity, and I was not feeling that whatsoever, and I had to make a conscious effort to just cut that out, because it's not going to work for you. Just think about if you're a healthy person and you live near a toxic sewer, like it doesn't matter if it's not directly going on you, like it's literally seeping in the ground, or it will poison you from the inside out. The air, the ground, the water, everything will be polluted. So I almost had to look at it like that. Like, if I'm talking to people and it's just constant negativity all the time, I'm sorry, but I have to put myself first, and I can't be around this. I'm a sponge, and I realized just by hearing certain things, I would just go back into this place, and I couldn't understand why. And then I realized I'm just taking in negativity, and that's not healthy. So you need to cut that out. Secondly, you have to cut out bad habits. Smoking, drinking, going out and partying, even though you can't be partying in Corona times, but I'm just saying. Sleeping all day, binge watching TV days on end, okay? Talking on the phone all the time, being around a lot of noise and just clutter. It clutters your space spiritually, mentally, physically. You need to cut that out, because you can't think and evolve and grow if your space is so full that you can't fit anything else. How are you going to grow if your space is that full? So you got to clear out space. The next thing that really helped me was meditation and prayer. I've always been a spiritual person, but I haven't been one to be God, Bible. I went to a Catholic school, but at the end of the day, I was just like, church, I don't know. For me, personally, I don't think you need to go somewhere to be in touch with God and the spiritual realm. So I just started praying, and you don't have to pray specifically to God, but just thanking someone, something out there for just being alive and having good health and the people around you and a roof over your head and food to eat, because people don't have that. Some people go to sleep and never wake up. So you want to just be thankful the fact that you even woke up in the morning. I also found meditating really helped. It really helped me to kind of get in tune with who I am and my higher self. Just being present and in the moment and trying to manifest stuff for myself and just kind of ask, is this where I'm supposed to be? Am I supposed to do this? And I just felt like I got the answers. Like, no one popped up out of a bush and started talking to me. It would either just come to me or I would dream about certain things. So I feel like meditating really helped clear my mind. Just being outside, I used to set out like a blanket, be outside, let the sun kind of hit my face, and just sit outside and just breathe and take in nature and touch the grass. It really helps instead of just being cooped up all the time. But obviously it's winter time, so it's a little bit different right now. But that definitely helped. Another thing that helped is living in the moment and trusting the process and yourself. Living in the moment is something that I feel like a lot of people have issues with. Now it's not so bad because you can't go nowhere, but living in the moment allows you to feel what you're feeling. So in the past, if I felt depressed, I have other things that I could block myself with. I gotta go to work. I gotta make money. I don't got time to be depressed for a week. I got money to make. I got rent to pay. I got things to do. I have a vacation to plan. Like, I had other things to do, so I never really lived in the moment. But I definitely had a lot of living in the moment experiences, and let me tell you, they suck sometimes, especially when you're living in a bad moment. But at the same time, they allow you to feel the things that maybe you are trying to run from, and you can process that, and you can question it, and you can try to get through it, because you need to get through it at some point in time. So you're not really caught up in the next thing to do or the past mistakes. You're just caught up with how you feel at that moment and how to make sense of it and how you can get over it and how you can move forward from it. And I think 2020, that's something that we all had to learn, is how to live in the moment and how to take things for how they are, because you can't change everything. Some things are really just out of your hands. So yeah, that was an interesting experience. Trusting the process and trusting yourself, I feel that goes with just your gut instincts and knowing that it gets better, and just knowing that you're on the right path. If something feels good, then you're on the right path. And no, I'm not talking about drinking binge, like not like a mask good, like it genuinely feels good. You're reading, it feels good. You're going on a jog, it feels good. That is kind of like your meditation, and you're clearing your mind, your space. Even if dancing around your room, you feel good, do that. Like, do what feels good to you, and don't continue doing things that don't feel good to you. Don't force the path that isn't meant for you. Take the path of least resistance. So if something feels good and you feel inclined to open a business and start a business, start that business. It might not go the way you want it to go, or it might be something even more beautiful than you thought. So why hold yourself back with fear and, you know, things like money hold you back, or fear of how you're going to be judged or how you're going to be looked at. Even me in this YouTube channel, honestly, I just never wanted to start because I was like, I don't really know how this is going to go. But at some point in time, you kind of have to let go, or else you're going to live a life full of regret, and you don't want that. So trust your gut instincts, because I've been talking about a YouTube channel for years, and I have finally come to do it. So, and I'm just going to trust that maybe it's going to turn out great, maybe it's not, but we will see, and then I'll know why at some point in time, why I'm supposed to be here right now. Also, moving. I completely moved into somewhere completely new, a new space, a new environment, new country, like, and I've just always felt inclined to move, so I did it. And again, the plan, it's a little go with the flow, but I feel like I'm in the right space and I'm in the right place and I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. So I just have to trust that. Going along with trusting your gut, your healthy eating habits are super important as well. If you're constantly eating bad things. And let me tell you, I love a good French fry, chicken wing, nachos, pizza, burgers, everything that isn't a vegetable, essentially. But at some point in time, you kind of have to take your health a little bit more seriously, especially your gut health, and eat well. You can't just be eating junk food all the time and then wondering why your stomach's hurting. My stomach was always hurting. I'm also lactose and I shouldn't be eating cheese, but that's a whole other story. So yeah, I would definitely try to like eat better. I gave up, you know, like I said, alcohol. I also gave up meat, so I tried to be a pescatarian, and I felt a lot better, a whole lot better. Drank a lot of water, consistently drinking tea in the morning, a little bit of apple cider vinegar here and there, drinking smoothies, kombucha. I actually took my health seriously, and I felt like my gut health had tremendously changed. And if your gut health is off, then everything else is off, because if your gut instincts, how you gonna get that if your gut health isn't even good? So you kind of have to make sure that's okay, so that you can function clearly and everything could just circle through. Because like, it's not just your mind, it's what you eat, it's what you put in your body, it's everything that comes out of you. Everything needs to be good. It needs to flow so that everything else can flow, essentially. Self-care. That was super important. Make sure you're just taking your hygiene and your self-care seriously, even though you're home and it's hard sometimes to get out of bed and shower because you're like, what's the point? I'm just gonna hop back in bed. But walking in your shower, making sure you steam up the room a little bit, you go in your shower, it's nice and hot, you're taking your time lathering your body, using soap, soaping those legs, because I know some people don't wash their legs. Okay, wash your legs. You know, doing your skincare routine. I've always taken my skincare routine pretty seriously, but this year I tried to incorporate tools that I could use, gently rub things in, make sure I lotion my body, even though I always lotion my body, but taking just the extra time to even just look at myself naked in the mirror, just lathering myself down with oil, just really taking the time to appreciate myself and appreciate caring for myself. Taking bubble baths more often. I love a good bubble bath. Boys, don't be scared to take bubble baths. It's not feminine to take care of yourself. Making sure you're taking care of your hair. Hair care is also something that I learned to really appreciate in 2020. Turning my mentality into, I'm dreading doing my hair right now, into, you know what, I'm about to go love on my hair. I'm about to give her that moisture. I'm about to give her that shine. I had to kind of like train my brain almost to not look at wash day as such a dreadful thing, because it's really not. I just do those extra few things that are gonna make you feel and smell good, and I promise you, you will feel better. Even if you're feeling down and you're just like, let me just put on makeup just to remind myself that I'm that. Yes, okay, remind yourself. Sometimes you just need that. So yeah, self-care, super important. And lastly, finding a healthy outlet to unleash your burdens and your stress. Drinking and seeing your friends and talking on the phone all day and just doing all those things. Shopping is another big thing. Yeah, that's all fun and games, but you actually have to really figure out how to deal with your life and your trauma and your stress, and doing all those things, it's just a band-aid and it's not really gonna help you. It might feel good in the moment, but it really isn't gonna help. And being attached to stuff is definitely not going to help you in the long run, because no amount of stuff is going to make you feel better. It might make you feel better for a little bit, but it's really from within. So I picked up journaling, so I've been journaling a lot. I have different journals for different things. You know, I have a manifestation journal that I like to write in, and you know, just so I could look back and see my progress and put things into the universe. And things will come back to you tenfold if you're a good person and you ask the universe for what you want. Like, yeah, not everything's gonna come to you right then and there, but you never know. You really don't know. So find a healthy outlet. Jogging, going outside, you know, being out with nature is really nice. If you like yoga, yoga is another thing that I really loved. Stretching every day and just kind of feeling a little bit more, you know, loose, not so tense. Taking bubble baths, loves me a good bubble bath. Yeah, those are all things that really help. If you have serious problems, don't be afraid to go and seek help. There are plenty of online websites that have tips and tricks on how you can deal with your stress and your trauma, and someone you could talk to online. And it helps because sometimes, like, you don't want to talk to your friends and your family. You feel like they might judge you, or they might tell you that your problems are not that big, or there's a whole lot of things, okay? A whole lot of things that maybe you just don't want to say to your friends and family. So it might be a little bit easier talking to someone. Now, I'm not saying talk to any random person, like you definitely have to figure out what fits, but even just talking to your doctor and seeing if there's like an alternative of who you could talk to. Like my doctor specifically gave me a number to CAMH, which is in Canada, Toronto, and they have a number of different programs and people that you could talk to. One of them is even just stress management, learning how to manage your stress, and it's a course that you take. Things like that really do help because sometimes you don't know the signs, and sometimes you just need a little push or nudge in the right direction and you don't really know who to turn to. So make sure you use the internet not as just entertainment, but also as a tool that can help you if you're dealing with stuff. So hopefully you enjoyed some of my tips. Maybe you could relate to some of my experiences. I'm sure you can in some way, shape, or form, because 2020 was rough, but 2021 is going to be a time of healing. And 2020 had to happen so that 2021 and the next few years could be better. You know, we all have to have one bad year, and the fact that we all had it together is a little bit comforting because we had it as a collective, but now it's time for us to collectively heal and move forward, and hopefully we were able to all deal with some things that we haven't dealt with in the past, and now that we know it's there and it's in the front and we had to face it, we can kind of move forward from it. So hopefully this helped. This video helps you. Like I said, you can reach out to me on social media. I always have my phone on me. And if you liked this video and liked how this video is, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. That way I can come out with more videos that are similar to this instead of just doing looks. Like, I do want to make sure I touch upon everything because I'm not just hair and makeup. So yeah, I will see you for another video, but just remember, it will get better. I promise you. Well, that's it. Bye guys.